Why does the ending of La La Land feel like a punch to the gut? And no, I don't mean why Mia and Sebastian didn't end up together. Hollywood does that all the time. It's cheap drama, but La La Land doesn't feel cheap. It lingers. Years later, people still go back to that final scene. They still listen to that music, and something in their chest tightens again. Why? Because La La Land isn't really a love story. It's a horror story about a choice most of us will spend our entire lives avoiding. But if you had to choose between the biggest dream of your life and the person you love, we all like to believe we know the answer, until life actually asks the question and charges you for it. People call La La Land a romance, but every time I watch it, I become more convinced. The real main character isn't Mia, it isn't Sebastian, it's the dream. That invisible force that pulls you forward. That thing that wakes you up at 3 a.m., makes you accept rejection, humiliation, silence, just to keep going. La La Land isn't about two people falling in love. It's about two people starving for meaning, starving for something that makes life feel real. And that hunger is what makes everything fall apart. When we meet Mia, she isn't a star, she isn't even close. She's just someone the world keeps saying no to. Auditions, rejections, empty rooms, over and over again. But she keeps showing up, not because she's chasing fame, because she's chasing something deeper. The need to be seen, to be told, you matter, you belong here. And if we're honest, almost everyone understands that feeling. Then there is Sebastian. Sebastian isn't chasing success either. He's chasing meaning. A world keeps telling him to let go, be practical, play what sells, make money, grow up. But he can't. Because for Sebastian, music isn't a career, it's identity, it's survival. When Mia and Sebastian meet, they don't just fall in love. They recognize something in each other, a shared refusal to give up on what they believe in. Mia gives Sebastian hope. Sebastian gives Mia belief. They don't complete each other, they elevate each other. And that is exactly why losing each other becomes inevitable. We grow up hearing the same story. Work hard, believe, never quit. And one day, you'll get it all. The dream, the love, the success, the happy ending, everything, together, neatly wrapped. But life never signed that contract. Life asks a different question. Not what do you want, but what are you willing to lose? And we hate that question, because we want success without sacrifice. We want dreams without consequences. But growing up is realizing something uncomfortable. Every choice creates a shadow. Every yes contains a hidden no. Every path you walk kills another version of your life. But here's the question nobody asks. What if both choices are right? What if there is no wrong answer, only what you're willing to live without? This is where La La Land stops being about cinema and it starts being about you. Imagine someone hands you a contract. It says you get everything. The dream, the career, the success you've been chasing for years. All of it. But there is one clause. When you finally reach the top, the person you love won't be there. Would you still sign it? When you're struggling, the answer feels obvious. Of course you would. You need the dream. You need the escape. But what happens when you actually get there? When the noise fades and all that's left is silence? Do you still feel like you won? Or do you just feel what it cost? The real tragedy of La La Land isn't that they broke up. It's why they broke up. They didn't lose each other because they failed. They lost each other because they succeeded. Think about that. If Sebastian have given up on his dream, or Mia had quit acting, it would hurt less. Because then they could say, at least we chose each other. But life doesn't give them that comfort. Mia becomes exactly who she dreamed of becoming. Sebastian builds exactly what he always imagined. Their dreams come true, perfectly, and that is the real cruelty. Sometimes life doesn't punish you with failure. Sometimes it rewards you, and then asks what you're willing to live with. The final sequence of La La Land isn't just emotional, it's haunting. Because it doesn't show what happened, it shows what could have happened. A life that never existed, a version of them that never survived time, a what if that feels more real than reality. And that's why it hurts. Because we're not haunted by our failures. We are haunted by alternate lives. The versions of ourselves that exist somewhere else, where we chose differently. Maybe the saddest thing in life isn't failing to achieve your dream. Maybe it's achieving it and realizing what it cost. If you knew with absolute certainty that your biggest dream would come true, but the person you love wouldn't be there to share it, would you still choose it? Don't answer me, answer yourself. And if you are honest enough to face it, leave just one word in the comments. Dream or love. Let's see what people choose when they stop performing. This is Cinemato, where movies don't end, they begin.
Welcome to Sebs.